All right, welcome back to our favorite stuff. That was Ailment by Sunday Morning. Really good pop punk track. Usually it takes me a little while to find tracks for the intro to our podcast. I have to go through a couple. This one hit me right away. Very clean. Good job, guys. And hope to be hearing some more from you guys soon. All right, so this week we're going to be talking about show Mandolorian on Disney Plus. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Really one of the Baby Yoda memes.
It's really hard to escape, even if you're not a Star Wars fan or a Disney Plus fan. It's kind of everywhere right now. So we've run through the show, and we're going to talk about it and kind of catch you guys up to speed, encourage you to watch it, and just break it down from what we have seen so far. But first, as always, I want to remind you to like, comment, review, subscribe, everything you can to do to help this podcast get it off the ground. Really encouraging stuff so far from you guys, but I need to see some more. As always, I will be asking for more. It's the best way to get our podcast to the top of the charts. So do it. That's all I've got really for you. It's that's all I've got to do to encourage you. Just do it. That's all. Just do it. Yeah, and there's social media out there too. OFS_podcast. You want to give that a follow, and our mains that are linked to it as well. Robert, other than freezing, because we're freezing our balls off here in Canada.
Very cold. It was like negative 21 this morning?
It's minus 21 degrees right now.
Yeah, I was walking to school today. It's about a 15-minute walk, maybe like 13, I don't know, something like that. It hurts so bad. The wind, I felt like it was cutting through me. My bottom lip was completely numb. My hands were numb. My thighs were numb. Because that's the one part, like, I'm not going to wear snow pants to school. Like, that's atrocious. So my legs, freezing cold. It hurts, bro. It's not fun.
Yeah. We were smart this week. We turned on the heaters beforehand.
Oh, yeah. My feet are toasty right now.
Yeah, so we're good other than last week. That's the second week in a row we've complained about the cold, Robert. Do you think people are going to think we're bitches?
I don't care. It's cold. And I will talk about it being cold. It's freezing. It hurts.
All right, yeah, guys, leave us alone, okay?
I'm a summer guy.
We're Canadian, but we're not that Canadian. We like the summer.
No, I was not meant to be Canadian.
I think we should move to California.
True.
All right, so we're going to dive right into it. So yeah, Mandalorian, it's a big release with Disney Plus. They released the first episode right after it came out, right after Disney Plus opened up. And since then, 6 episodes have dropped that we've watched. The 7th got released today, so it's poor timing for us to release.
Yeah, it was released early, so
for us to talk about it. I didn't think it would be released early.
No, me neither. I was at school after my math test, and I was on Instagram, and it was just like early, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
It's because Rise of the Skywalker comes out this Friday, and it involves a sneak peek apparently. So they kind of wanted.
Oh, really?
They kind of wanted to, like, get the
a sneak peek to Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
that's cool.
They probably wanted to get the propaganda out.
Yeah,
for sure. Because they released it on Friday, it's the same day, and it's just like it's not really a sneak peek.
Yeah, there's no point because all the spoilers are already out.
So yeah, speaking of spoilers, if you haven't seen any of it, we're gonna try to keep them to a minimum. But if we're talking about the show, episode by episode, it's gonna be a little spoiler.
So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Come back.
Yeah, go watch it. Binge. It's really easy. It's like half an hour to 45 minutes an episode. Yeah. You can do it in a day. Especially, it's Christmas break now for a lot of us. Not quite for you, Robert, but for a lot of us college students, university students, it's university break. Or university break, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's Christmas break. Yeah, take a day and you'll catch up real quick.
Naughty. I watched 3 episodes.
Well, yeah, not a full day, but like...
Oh, yeah. I just watched before bed. That's what I did. I would read my book, Moneyball, actually, banger of a book. And then I'd go upstairs, watch like 2 episodes of Mandalorian, hop to bed. It was amazing. It was zen.
So yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, pause this, put it away, go watch all 6 episodes. Maybe even the 7th, for shits and giggles, and then come back and listen to us talk about the 6th. So, let's start with episode 1. So, I was turning it on. I didn't know what to expect, especially with a lot of the controversy I've personally faced with the most recent Star Wars happenings over the last, I don't know, what has it been, 6 years now?
Yeah, I agree. I was like, I don't know whether it's going to be good or bad. TV shows actually in the most recent history have been a bit better than the movies for me.
Yeah, so I turn it on. I'm like, all right, what's going down here? So obviously it's centered around a Mandalorian, shocker,
Yeah.
So we first get to see him kind of walking into a bar, and I'm like, all right, our cantina, I guess.
I knew he was gonna fuck someone up as soon as he walked in the bar.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's how they're gonna introduce the character.
And he's not talking to anybody. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, all right, and he's obviously identifiable because he's got the Mandalorian.
I thought he was
armor.
gonna be like almost completely silent. I thought that's what they were going for. I was like, oh shit, is he not gonna talk at all? Like, is he gonna like just be like 2-word kind of guy? I'm glad they didn't do that.
So he sits down, people give him trouble, and he promptly fucks, 3 guys up?
Yep.
As Mandalorians do. And
he kills the guy at the door.
Yeah.
He throws him into the doorway, shoots the door controls, and makes it close on him.
Which was insane.
And kills him.
So I'm like, okay, it's that kind of show. And right away, just from that first scene alone, and the music brought to you in the beginning and most of the episodes, I compare it a lot to a show called Firefly. It's an old show, or an older show. It's not really old, but it's an older show with what's his name?
I never saw it. So.
Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion is a Canadian actor. He is on TV at the moment, and you might know him from earlier movies that I've not seen. But he had a couple big movies before Firefly. Anyways, it's a TV show that ran about 2 seasons, I think. And
were people like really mad that it got canceled?
Yeah, I
remember hearing about that.
I didn't watch it when it came out or anything, but Dale, noted friend of the podcast because he was on.
Oh yeah, what's the episode called? Something Insiders.
Halloween. Our horror. We don't even know the names of our own episodes. Anyways, it's the one that says with Dale Long to really narrow it down. It was on Halloween, so go watch that. Anyways, he loved it, and his friends love it. He has both seasons on DVD, so he's like, "Here, watch this." So I was like, "Okay," and it's literally a space western. It's literally like Red Dead Redemption in space. Like that's the best way I can describe Firefly. And I'm like, "This is awesome."
That's cool.
And that's kind of the feeling I got right away from the Mandalorian.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, this
with
is
the
a space
intro,
western.
The music, like the whole atmosphere seems a little bit
like
western.
The good, the bad, and the ugly kind of music.
And you guys, a lot of the planet, like locales, are like sandy and like dusty, and you're like, it's like it's cowboys out here, bro.
Yeah. So it takes place post Empire, which is given away right away when he's talking about his jobs and whatnot. Because a lot of what he's dealing with is Beskar, which is what Mandalorian's armor is mainly made out of.
Yeah.
So, and they're talking about the Empire, like credits don't work, and Empire because they've fallen essentially.
Yeah,
right?
So the Imperial credits are no good.
Yeah.
I mean, they are to some people, but not to most.
It's not a recognizable currency anymore because the New Republic wants to get rid of that shit, obviously. So
it's weird also seeing like the New Republic like starting because in episode 7 it's already like formed.
It's already started, yeah.
But here you're starting to see like the earlier stuff to it, and the more of when it's like almost lawless, like the Wild West, because there's no law really. It's kind of
the laws are changing over, so nobody knows how to act, and that's kind of where I bet the bounty hunters thrived, which is what Mandalorian is, and that's revealed again really quickly when he's on a job.
Yeah, a lot of Mandalorians did that.
Well, because a little background on Mandalorians for
they just
people
fight.
who don't know. That's all they know. They know fighting. They're fighters. They're considered one of the greatest warriors.
They waged a war against like everyone. They like started murdering every planet they had. That's their whole thing.
And they stood a good chance against the Jedi.
Yeah, they started fucking the Jedi out. I'm sure at one point they fought with the Sith, probably. No. I think they sided with the Sith.
Yeah,
it was just because they both hated the Jedi.
The Sith offered help, that's why.
Yeah, because the Sith were like, we hate the Jedi, and the Mandalorians are fighting the Jedi. Shoot, might as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're monsters, dude.
So, and again, that's evident for most of the Mandalorian's fight scenes. We'll get there in a minute. So, yeah, he does his first job. He collects the bounty. Yeah, you kind of get the drift. He's a bounty hunter. And then he asks the guy for his next job. Is the head of the guild, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's like in a bounty hunters guild. It's like an association where it's like, you go to this guy, you get your job, you go, you rank up and all that.
Yeah, it's all seniority, and it's kind of like a video game.
Yeah.
So the guy lays out chips, and he goes, no, these all suck. Like, these aren't...
The Imperial credits, he hated them.
Yeah, these aren't the money I'm looking for. And so the guy's like, okay, there's the job, there's no chip.
Yeah, because they have these little, what are they called, hollow pucks?
They're called like tracking pucks.
Yeah, and then it shows you the thing, then you get the little beacon that... I don't know how those work, though. How can it beep when it gets close to the target? Do they put something on the target?
I think
understand.
it's like rating out a signal, like you put in information.
But how does it track a person? Yet again, it is like space age tech, so I'm not gonna question that.
We're just gonna ignore that little.
But yeah, it's like an off the grid kind of mission.
Yeah, so it's off the grid. There's no track, or there is a tracker, but there's no hollow puck. Like it's not on the records.
And wasn't the tracker like worse than the rest of them? They didn't know exactly what it was tracking.
Well, yeah, the only information they could give him is that it's 50 years old. They go, it's 50 years old.
Yeah, because he has the ID.
Goes, okay, sure. He doesn't know what he's looking for, but it's 50 years old.
Whatever it is.
So he goes to the planet, notice that it's protected by these people, obviously. And so he's fighting. They're kind of putting up a good fight. Then he runs into another droid bounty hunter, an I-88.
Yeah, that's when you start to see the Mandalorian, or what's his name, Mando. That's the name.
Mando is what he goes by in the show.
He does not like droids.
No.
He hates droids. Later on, you get some backstory to that, but obviously something happened to him that he now hates droids. Pro tip: droids massacred everyone he knew and his parents.
Yeah, so super battle droids to be exact.
Yeah,
and
which looks pretty badass in the flashbacks you get.
Yeah, so I think it's later in this episode or the second episode.
When he gets Beskar, the first bit of Beskar, before he goes to.
We'll get there. Jesus,
no, before he goes to get the guy.
Oh yeah, the first.
Because they give him some Beskar as like a down payment.
Yeah.
And then he goes and gets a new shoulder pad made, and then when she's pounding away at the because they have like a forge, and this lady, a Mandalorian lady, she's like at the blacksmith.
Yeah.
And she has like her hammer or whatever, and she's hammering away at the Beskar to form it. And with every pound, you kind of go deeper and deeper into a flashback of the Mandalorian as a kid, with his parents and the super battle droids, or like droids in general, but the super battle droids specifically, shooting everyone around him. And you see one of the kind of like droid carrier ships flying around, all the lasers are going off.
So obviously it's
a traumatic event for him.
The CIS is taking over his area. Yeah. Is pretty much what his traumatic event is.
They were killing people. He hates droids now. To be honest, I literally just put that two and two together right now.
Really?
I was still waiting for like the actual story, but I realized, wait a minute, they literally killed his parents.
They literally killed everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They haven't exactly thrown that on the screen yet, but you could tell. From the first flashback, you go, okay, he hates droids because they killed a lot of his people.
Yeah, but actually, you don't realize they're droids in the first flashback. Actually, I think
not at first.
And then later, I saw that carrier ship, or whatever it's called, fly by, and I'm like, wait a minute.
And then the third flashback is you can see the super battle droid.
So yeah.
So he runs in this I-88, and he's pretty much ready to shoot him, but the I-88 shoots first and knocks him back.
Yeah, because he shoots him in the Beskar.
Yeah, and then he puts up his tracking beacon. Little background on Beskar. If you guys are a fan of Marvel, it's basically like vibranium.
It's very similar.
It basically reflects any blaster bolt. Now, strong blaster bolts can penetrate it, obviously.
Absolutely.
They're not invincible. But for a regular blaster bullet, it just kind of...
Yeah, have you even seen, like, the Rebels TV show? That chick has Mandalorian armor?
Yep.
And it deflects blaster bolts all the time.
Yeah, it deflects it. It still knocks you back. You still feel it hit you.
It's like Kevlar, but it works over and over and over. Because Kevlar, after it's used, kind of like becomes soft and becomes useless. But Beskar is like Kevlar that works like every time. So you still feel it, but it won't kill you.
So he meets this droid. He goes, whoa, I'm a bounty hunter too. And they're like, all right, cool. So they work together, take down these people. You see I-88 is just powerful as shit.
Oh, yeah. He massacres everyone. I loved the way he was like spinning around and shooting people.
Yeah, he's literally spinning 360 with his two arms and just shooting people. And it's awesome. So they get inside and they're tracking it and they see a pod. And they're like, all right, cool, this must be it. But they're like, I thought it was a person. And they open up this pod and it reveals Baby Yoda. Now, obviously it's not Yoda. This is post-Empire. As we said, Yoda is dead. But until they give us a name for this goddamn species, it is Baby Yoda, okay? That's just the way it is.
You don't get a choice. It's Baby Yoda.
Now, this pod opens, and I'm like, oh, cool, it's a Yoda. Like, you see the ears, like, he's moving the blanket, and it's his ears and stuff.
Yeah, I already knew because of all the memes at that point.
See, I watched it right away, so I didn't get
a
chance
knew.
for it to spoil.
What was going on?
So he opens up the blanket, and it just reveals the cutest fucking thing.
Yeah, it's adorable.
And, like, at first I'm like, okay, it's cute. Like, I haven't built up the cuteness yet. I'm actually going to point it out once we get there, but so I'm like, oh, okay, it's a cute little Yoda thing, and the guy's confused because he's never seen one before because they're very rare.
Yeah, and he's like, what?
He's like, I thought it was 50, like, this is a kid. And then the droid obviously has very different orders.
Yeah, that's what
Mando.
I thought. Like, they told the Mandalorian to bring it in alive. And
and the droid automatically goes, lifts his gun, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, my orders are clear. Like, this thing needs to be destroyed.
Mando never said, like, oh, we're supposed to bring it in alive. He agreed, shoot, yeah, we're supposed to kill it, but we shouldn't. So, like, I thought that seemed like kind of like a plot hole there.
Yeah, so then Mando kind of has, like, a moral compass kind of thing here.
Yeah,
Plus, he already hates droids.
Very uncharacteristic of Mandalorians.
Yeah.
They do not exhibit a lot of emotion.
A lot of emotion, morality. It's more of just get the job done, get paid.
But here's the thing: wasn't he wasn't a Mandalorian at first, was he? He was taken in.
We haven't got to this part yet.
Because he says he was taken in when he was 10, after his parents were killed.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do remember that.
So maybe the fact that he wasn't like 100% Mandalorian, he was taken in. He still has that kind of like normal humanity to him.
Yeah. So long story short, he lifts the blaster, shoots the droid in the head. Bye bye bounty hunter droid. And he takes Yoda. Now...
But I don't get... He was shot like 15 times. The only thing that hurt him was a big cannon-like type blaster.
He shot him directly in the head, Robert.
I guess.
That's different than taking blasters.
But
because like, their body's made to take it. Their head, that's where their main computer is.
I guess.
See you later.
I suppose.
So he takes Yoda, takes him back. His ship gets... Oh, how does it get damaged? It gets damaged on the way, doesn't it? On the way back?
Jawa's taken apart.
Oh, yeah, okay. So where he parked it, Jawa's take it apart, salvage it for parts. Now he's pissed. Promptly so, because he just wants to deliver this frickin' adorable little thing. So basically he reasons with this man that he met to help him salvage back the parts. They want this egg.
Yeah, they want an egg from this
They start
beast.
chanting about an egg. So Mando's like, fuck it, whatever. So he goes, and it's one of those big horned creatures. What are they called?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Anyways, it's a big horned creature. Mando probably gets the shit kicked out of him by this creature. And then we notice that Yoda has something special about him. Or Baby Yoda, I guess.
He lifts the thing up with the Force.
He lifts it up with the Force. Now, at first I was like, how is something that little and that unexperienced using? But then again, I remember maybe in their blood, like their species runs a high Mandalorian count.
Mandalorian count.
Metachlorian count.
Mandalorian count, bruh.
Shut up. The words are so similar. High metachlorian count. So maybe this thing is just as strong as a Force as it says, or as like Yoda was. Like maybe it's not Yoda he was just given this ability.
There was another species, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Was it Yaddle?
Yeah. And
they weren't that strong. I mean, they were strong. They were on the council. Probably not as strong as Yoda.
No, but either way, so this thing helps the Mandalorian. Basically holds it there while the Mandalorian kills it, and then
passes out.
Goes into a coma.
Yeah, literally a coma. The Mandalorian, let's also realize, people don't know what the Force is. A lot of people don't know what the Force is.
No, so he was so spooked. Like, he doesn't want anything... At this point in time, he doesn't want anything to do with
Wasn't he alive during the Clone Wars?
Pardon?
Wasn't he alive during the Clone Wars?
If he was taken in at 10...
I remember when I was 10.
Yeah, but, like, he wouldn't know what the... Think about it, okay?
Plus, he probably lives on a remote planet.
But not even that. Like, it's not like there's, like... It's like galactic news. Anakin fights Obi-Wan with, like...
Yeah, but everyone heard tales of the Jedi. Even Luke did. Luke knew about the Jedi.
Yeah, but if you're not looking for those stories, especially the Mandalorians, you're not... The Mandalorians aren't going to tell you what the Jedi can do. It's just like, hey, we fought them. You know what I mean? They're not going to be like, oh, these strong Force-wielding... No, they're not going to tell you stories about the Jedi.
That's true.
So he's spooked. Gets the egg back to the Jawas.
They eat it.
They eat it, which is weird and disgusting. Fixes the ship with the help of this guy, and then flies back. So Yoda's sleeping. Then he gets to the place and goes, hey, I've got Yoda. You guys wanted Yoda. Here you go. Which we learned are Imperial soldiers.
Yep. stormtroopers.
So he's like
whatnot.
stormtroopers and the scientists, and
They were gonna basically run experiments on the Yoda, probably for its force sensitivity.
yeah. So like he's like, here you go. Thanks for my payment, which is a lot of Beskar.
Lots
Like
of
lots
Beskar.
of Beskar.
But it's kind of funny though, because he did all that work, and they just spent all the Beskar making him armor that he got destroyed. Because all his armor got destroyed by that beast. So they used all his payment just to make him new armor. And I was like, shit.
But that's pretty much what Beskar is. Like that's what he's looking for.
Yeah, they also made him for those little explosive devices or whatever, little missiles. Because what he had was he had this,
he takes it back.
gauntlet.
He takes it back to basically a Mandalorian guild.
Yeah,
Is basically where he keeps taking it back, and it's a bunch of Mandalorians or people in Mandalorian armor at least.
Mandalorians. There.
So he, gives him Beskar, brand new fit.
Yeah, he's shiny now. Because before he was kind of like had cloth and stuff. Now he's like, imagine Boba Fett, but chrome.
Jango Fett's armor.
Yeah, Jango Fett minus the blue.
Yeah, it's just silver, pure silver armor.
Yeah.
So then he goes to try to get another job, and the guy's like, "Oh fuck, like chill, like you just
he was like,
you just
relax.
completed a job that nobody could."
And everyone you could tell was a little bit
pissed.
Yeah.
They're pissed that he just walked in and did it.
Yeah.
But so he walks in, asks for a new job. The guy's like, "Sure," and you can already tell at this point that Mando is feeling feelings for turning over Yoda.
Yeah.
Like he's already kind of like, I shouldn't have done that. But he's trying to get a new job, trying to take his mind off it. So you see him get in his ship, think about it, and go, no. I'm not letting them take him.
Yeah.
So he goes back, fucks up the stormtroopers.
Yeah, kills a lot of stormtroopers.
I think that's when he introduces his big long staff, where he starts. It's like a huge sniper rifle.
Oh yeah.
With a long prod on the end of it
like,
that just electrocutes people.
Yeah, it's a really cool weapon.
So he goes in there all stealth-like, shows off his Mandalorian skills, which this is when he looked like really good. Like he's just effing up stormtroopers left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And then he gets surrounded, and then that's when he introduces the little missile, the wrist rockets.
Yeah, they're called
I can't remember what they're called.
Something white somethings.
Yeah. So he hits it, and there's little beads. Do you remember in Marvel, like Yondu, with his little needle, how he could just like whistle and it would just fly around and go through people?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is on his wrist.
But only they kind of shoot out in random directions. You don't really control them.
Yeah.
It's like a cluster of missiles.
It's like a flare almost.
That's the second thing that Beskar is used for.
Yeah. So he hits it and it comes out and it kills everybody around him, which is super cool.
Yeah.
He rescues Baby Yoda. Does he kill a scientist?
No.
No.
Because the scientist convinced the guy to keep him alive. To keep Baby Yoda alive.
Oh, right, yeah.
So the Mandalorian...
Because the scientist was kind of... You can tell that he didn't want to hurt...
Yeah, he was genuinely was in it for the science aspect.
Yeah. So he saves him. Baby Yoda's unconscious again for the second time in 2 episodes.
I thought he was still unconscious from the first time.
No.
Oh, no, you see him awake. He kind of looked at Mandalorian. He's getting dragged away, and that was like tearing at the heartstrings.
Yeah, Larry, that was the moment where I'm like, this thing's so cute, because his ears were down, and his eyes were wet, and I'm like, oh my god, if anything happens to this creature, I will boycott this fucking show.
Yeah.
And then, so he rescues it, and then this is when stuff starts to kind of flip-flop a little for the Mando. So number one, he broke the
guild code.
The guild code, because the guild code is don't ask questions, don't interfere.
Yeah.
You just do your job. He didn't do his job.
No.
He received payment for his job and then took his job back. Like he basically reneged on this whole thing.
It's like if you were going to the store to buy chips, you pay the guy for the chip,
and then you take his money.
And then you take them, and then the guy says, "Fuck you, give me the chips back."
Oh yeah.
Takes the chips from you.
Yeah.
And your money.
So at the end of that episode, the bounty hunter, you can see the guild get a bounty on everybody. Every single bounty hunter gets
a bounty on Mando.
A hit on Mando, pretty much.
Yeah.
So he tries to leave the planet because he's just like, yeah, this isn't good. He gets surrounded by every bounty hunter on this planet, which is pretty intimidating because it's like probably 30 to 40 guys.
Yep.
So Mando starts to pull some like James Bond stuff, like the 1 on 70 kind of stuff.
Yeah. What episode are we at this point?
I think episode 3 now.
3? Okay.
Yeah. So he jumps into the cart.
Yeah, there's like this cart nearby
cart that he's up against.
for like transporting whatever.
Just starts shooting people up. Like he just
His sniper rifle is really cool in the sense that it doesn't shoot you like through you. It vaporizes you into nothingness.
Yeah, so he's just picking people up.
You know Half-Life, how you could charge that shot on your whatever gun, They could bounce off walls, and then you get blasted by something, and they start floating up in the air and dematerialize.
Yeah.
Very similar to that. Very similar. They kind of like jump up a little bit, and they're gone.
So we just start sniping people, vaporizing them in place, which terrifies the crap out of people. Because there's nothing worse than seeing someone get vaporized.
Yeah, literally.
That's a morale decreaser right
not
there.
Not fun.
So then he tries to escape with the cart. The cart gets shot. And this, right here, this is the moment where I'm like, this guy is cute. Because he looks down, as the bullets are flying, he looks down at Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda wakes up. And he just looks up at him with these big eyes, and I'm like, oh my god.
It's really cute.
It's just so, and that's kind of like that was the moment in this series where you realize they're attached.
Yeah, because like you realize, because you kind of think about, is he going to be like a little like thing for the first bit of the show? Is he going to be like a bit, or is the whole show going to be centered around these two? And it is centered around these two, and I think the fans really would have rather had that over it be a bit.
Because Mando, you can tell right there, Mando kind of gets attached to him because that's when he kind of has the will to start fighting on. When he looks at him. And then things get super crazy because then the Bounty Hunter Guild shows up.
Yeah, no,
the Mandalorian Guild show up and start promptly effing up the rest of the bounty hunters.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, you see a bunch of different kind of guys with jetpacks, guys with like miniguns, guys with dual pistols.
Yeah.
All these cool weapons being used.
They start messing them up, and
it's so cool.
Now, here is a cliffhanger that hasn't been resolved yet. So he finally gets to his ship, and the head of the Bounty Hunter Guild sticks him up on his ship.
Yeah.
Says, hey, you got to give this to me, blah, 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 right? Mando
shoots him.
Basically creates a distraction.
He creates like a smoke screen, shoots some steam pipe, shoots the guy.
And then you're like, okay, he's dead. He flies away, and it shows that he lived.
Yeah, because earlier on the show, he was showing off how he's got rich off that job too.
Yeah,
and he's showing off his Beskar. He has hidden his breast area, and that's where Mando shot him.
Mando shot him right in the Beskar.
Deus Ex Machina, right there for you, if I've ever seen it.
Pardon?
Deus Ex Machina, if I've ever seen it. It's like convenience.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, conveniently gets hit right in the chest. Which luckiest day, I would hide away as a hermit after that happened and be like, I'm never gonna get luckier than that.
True. So yeah, he's gonna come back.
So he's gonna come back. He has not yet.
No, it'll probably be closer to the end, do you figure? Yeah.
So fast forward a little bit, because it's just the rest of it is just him getting chased down by bounty hunters.
Yeah.
He ends up on this planet, this forest planet.
Oh yeah, he's trying to lay low with Yoda.
He's trying to lay low with Yoda, pretty much. So
live out a life of
the story's
peace.
Progressing a little bit. He's character developing.
He's getting more vocal.
More vocal, more human.
Way more human. I thought they make him more human, but he still has his super badass moments as well.
Yeah. So this whole thing about him and Mandalorians, they won't take their helmet off, so he still doesn't take his helmet off to show us.
Yeah, he takes it off to eat.
Yeah.
Drink, I think, probably sleep.
Probably sleep.
But you will never show anyone.
Although, yeah, sleep would be a little wary for me, because anybody can walk in and see your face. If the whole thing's not to see your face, then you probably got to sleep with a helmet.
But at one point, he took it off in his little hut on that planet when everyone was around. Like, he was watching the kids play, and I'm like, they could literally just turn and see you, bro. Like, you're actually the balls of steel.
So yeah, he's on this planet, and they're like, yo, you got to help us. He meets this fighter chick, which she's a former ARC trooper.
No,
Shock trooper. She's a former shock trooper, and she's tough as balls.
Yeah.
Because he runs into her. I don't know what the history is with these two people.
They don't have history. I think it was something. There was some sort of give off that they were not like the rest of them, and he came out to follow her, and she just went at him
because she knew he was going to follow her.
They knew something was up with each of them.
Yeah. So they get in a fight. If I'm not mistaken, Mando gets his ass handed to him.
No, it was pretty even.
Because
remember at the end they're both upside down. They're kind of both on the ground. They point their guns at each other. Kind of I think that kind of shit. It was like a mutual draw kind of moment.
Yeah.
That they're equals because they were both giving it to each other.
Also,
and then Baby Yoda.
Another memeable Baby Yoda cute moment. So they're just fighting along. They do the gunpoint.
Yeah, they're both lying down. Mando's upside down, and the chick's on her stomach.
And they're pointing their guns at each other. And then it just cuts to Baby Yoda drinking the soup,
he's drinking soup.
And he's just watching the fight with a big smile.
Watching him walk around, like waddle around is so cute. He waddles around like he's so slow. It's so funny.
This is another Baby Yoda podcast. Fuck Mandalorian.
Literally, dude.
But yeah, he waddles around and he's just got like a big smile on his face, drinking the soup. Like, yes, this is my entertainment.
His little giggle or whatever he does.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So then he gets in for all, like, with this chick, he's talking to her, and like he knows like more about this planet and stuff now.
And she's kind of like, this is my planet, dude.
And then he talks more to the town, and he's like, yeah, that's a good place, except when they say, oh yeah, we get raided by people, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's by his ship preparing to leave. Yeah. And these guys, because earlier on you see this peaceful like village or whatever, they're having like a fun time like fishing or some shit. And they're like, oh, yay, fishing. I don't know.
Yeah, they're fishing.
And then these, like, orc-looking creatures that look straight at the Lord of the Rings.
Pretty much orcs, yeah.
Come in and just destroy everything they own. Take all their fish that they're having fun fishing and just go away.
Yep.
And you see huge blaster bolts coming out that you don't know what they're from yet. It's from an ATST that they stole. So he's at his ship getting ready to leave, and these two guys from the village run up in some sort of vehicle.
They're like, don't you need money? And
yeah, they're like, you can help us, right? You're a Mandalorian, blank, blank, Mandalorian, blank, blank.
Yeah, they're basically just trying to fill up his head so they can help. They're like, oh, you're the best fighter. Maybe you're not a Mandalorian and stuff like that. Yeah. And he's just like, fine.
Because at first he's like, no, because there wasn't enough money. But they're like,
what did they say to get him?
Because then they're like something about the village, and he's like, oh, do you guys have somewhere to live? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
He's like, yeah, do you have lodging? And they're like, oh, for sure, yeah. And he's like, oh, sweet, let's go.
Yeah, because he's like, here, because the whole time he's been looking for a place to lay low, and he's like, here's the place where nobody will be able to find. And then he takes the money anyway. He's kind of an asshole. To go pay the chick. No, he took the money to go pay the chick. To pay the other fighter to help him, yeah. So he pays her.
The shock trooper, by the way.
Yeah, the shock trooper. I can't remember her name.
Me neither.
So he pays her.
Did they even say her name?
I don't think so.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
So they pay her. They go back. They train the village to fight. A little fighting montage.
Yeah.
Then training them to fight. And then the village gets ready as Mando and...
Oh, wait. At first he gets pissed at them, though. Because they're searching around the forest to go find the village. And they see this huge ATST, footprint.
I was just about to get that, yeah.
That was before the fighting montage. Because they were like, we're done. No way. You guys got to move house. It's an ATST. You guys are done. And they're like, no.
Sorry, I thought
this is our happy little house. And they're like, you will all die. And they're like, we don't care. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the lady with the shock trooper, the shock trooper lady was just like, no, I've seen that thing take out like full battalions, of trained soldiers. Like, you literally can't be here.
Fight that thing, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, no, you gotta help us. So they do the fighting montage. So they go to the village, create a distraction, they kill a couple people.
Yeah, they want to lure the ATST out into a trap they made.
Kind of like a, not an Ewok-style trap.
Like a moat.
Where they crush it. It was like a moat to sink it.
Mm-hmm.
So they fight, they take this thing down by shooting inside of it, essentially pissing the people inside of it off.
Yeah, to chase them.
And long story short, they win, the Raiders are dead.
Yeah.
What else is going to happen?
Yeah, good guys win. That's how
so they save the village, woohoo, and then Mando's like, you know what? I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave Yoda here.
Yeah, he's like, it's not my life. I'm a Mandalorian. We don't chill. We kill people. But Baby Yoda doesn't need to kill people.
Yeah, his line is, there's no life for a kid.
Yeah, because he's still having so much fun with the other kids, the human kids, and they're all like, oh, great.
Chasing around eating frogs and whatnot.
Yeah, dude, him eating frogs is so funny. He literally eats frogs whole without chewing. Because he doesn't have teeth, I don't think.
So then, just as he's about to get ready to leave, they show a bounty hunter showed up. It's got a sniper rifle on Baby Yoda's head.
Yeah, to kill Baby Yoda.
I'm like, well, here's where I stop watching this. And thankfully, shock trooper chick kills the bounty hunter, and she's like, hey, they're going to keep coming.
And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yep, well, I got to leave now.
And he needs to bring Baby Yoda with him. He can't leave him because they're just going to kill Baby Yoda.
Yep, so he takes Baby Yoda, and they're back on the road.
Yeah.
As outlaws, essentially. Like, that's literally what this show is pretty much turning out to, is that...
They're on the run.
They're on the run. They're trying to find a place to lay low. Now I believe we're at the most recent episode. Number 6.
Yeah. No. Tatooine.
Okay, you're going to have to take it from
me. All right, so he's flying around, and this guy opens up the episode. He's in a dogfight with some guy in a spaceship.
Yep.
And then and then he's like goes to shoot him. Mandalorian pulls some trick move on him, kills the guy, but he's super badly damaged. So he's pulling up, and there's like Mos Eisley Tower, come land, and he's like, yeah, bet, coming in. And then he lands in Mos Eisley, and like that little thing similar to where the Millennium Falcon was parked in A New Hope, yeah. And then there's this chick, and she's like, hey, what are you talking about? She's not Italian, but whatever. And she's like, I'm gonna fix your ship, and he's like, no droids. And she's like, fuck are you? And essentially that's how that goes. She really doesn't like the Mandalorian, because she thinks he's like stuck up or something. And he's not gonna like pay her because he's like, oh, I gotta get money first. Like I gotta go find the job. And she's like, yeah, sure you will, bud. So he goes out to go find work. And I forget why he gets where
so
he go?
walks into the cantina.
Oh yeah.
And the guy's like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. The droid that he's talking to.
Yeah.
He's like, nope, no need for bounty hunters here. And this kid, or not kid, I guess, like young guy.
Probably around 20.
Yeah. Says, hey, I got work for you. Like, I need your help. So he basically explains to him that he's trying to get into the bounty hunters guild. Yeah.
It's kind of like an initiation job.
Yeah, initiation job, and they just happened to give him the toughest job they had.
Yeah.
They're kind of assholes. They're probably expecting this kid to get killed, probably.
Yeah, another ex-Imperial person.
Another ex-Imperial mercenary, pretty much.
Oh yeah, it was a mercenary? Yeah.
Yeah, so she's killed a bunch of people.
Some sort of like assassin-like type.
Yeah, they're like, go get him, kid.
Yeah.
And he's like, please, like, you can keep the money. He's like,
yeah, he just wants to get in.
I just need to get into the guild, which Mando doesn't really get, but he's like, sure. So he's like, get me speeders. So they get on speeders and they start tracking this chick.
Because I think the kid's like rich. And he's just like, sort of kind of like stuck up rich kid. Because he bought these like speeders just out of nowhere. He didn't care about money. He just wants fame. I think the kid is like rich and stuff and probably has some like wealthy ass parents. And he's just after, like, he's supposed to get big. He has, like, stars in his eyes.
Okay, that's fair.
He's been hand-fed everything. That's the vibe I got from him. And he thinks he's so much better than he actually is.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I got.
But he did admit that he couldn't get this kill with Mando.
Yeah.
So they go out. They devise a plan after they find this chick with this long-range sniper rifle.
Opposed to the short-range ones, of course.
Like, it's pretty far. Like, it's a pretty far shot.
Watch over those close-range sniper rifles, guys. They get you. They sneak up.
Fuck up. So they devise a plan where it was pretty cool, actually. So they drive on these speeders, like, really quick with these light...
Like flashbang guns.
It's almost like flashbang guns, yeah.
Yeah. Like flares, kind of, actually.
They kind of... Yeah, they're flares, but they, like, explode
like
with a
fireworks,
bunch of light.
Actually.
But, like, blinding light. So...
Yeah, they call them the fuck you up works.
What?
They'll call them the fuck you up works.
So they kind of divide and they set one off one at a time, or like one after
alternating.
Another. Yep, thank you. And it blinds her enough so they get close. Mando gets shot directly in the chest.
Yeah, from like decent range too. So he's like done.
So it pretty much knocks him back. The kid gets up there, promptly gets his butt whooped by this. He put up
actually more than a fight than I thought he would. I thought there was a moment where he's gonna start like doing a decent fight, but he did all right.
He did okay.
He got whooped, but he did okay.
He's fighting a trained mercenary.
Yeah.
And then Mando pretty much goes nice distraction, arrests her promptly, and they go down.
Oh, but his speeder
was broke when Mando got shot. Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, go find this animal that we saw earlier," and the guy's like, "And leave you with my bounty?" Like, I don't think so. The guy's like, "I'm not stupid." Right? Because, like, honestly, I could see where he's coming from. Like,
yeah, everyone's, like, betraying each other. Like, there's no actual trust.
Yeah, so he's like, no. And the Mando's like, fine. Like, I'll go get it since you've been nice this whole time.
Yeah.
And this lady starts playing mind games.
Yeah, you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, she starts to warp him a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is where I started to like his character.
Whose character?
The kid's.
Oh, really?
So... Because she starts playing mind games, and he's just like, oh, like, you're right. Like, she's like, oh,
I can pay you money at first. He's like, no,
I can pay you money. He's like, yeah, that's not happening. And then she goes, well, you realize that's the guy that destroyed the guild on whatever planet he was on before.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? So now he's pissed, because this guy's a guild, not only, like, he's a guild traitor.
Yeah.
Which is, this guy seems like he's obsessed with
the guild. Like a big fan or something.
Yeah. So then, and she's like, oh, and by the way, he's carrying... a bounty that's worth like
so combined they're worth like
me.
infinite.
Like, say she's worth 1,000, the Baby Yoda's worth 1,000,000.
So the
she's
two biggest bounties in the guild right now.
Yeah, so she's like, not only turning him in would you get a shitload of money, but you'd almost be one of the famous bounty hunters like to ever live. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. Kills her. Just kill her. I'm like,
oh, I can help you. And he's like, oh, okay. And then, shoots her. What I thought he wouldn't do, I thought what was going to happen is he was going to untie her, and she was going to kick his ass, and the man would have to come back and bail him out and be like, bro, why are you going to betray me?
As soon as he blasted her, I'm like, I was actually caught off guard by that when he killed her.
Yeah, that was a really good, like, by a writing standpoint, that was actually really well done.
Yeah.
It had to break a norm.
So she dies. And
which is because she would have killed him, and he knew that.
Yeah.
Because there's no actual trust.
And that's what I mean, like, that was good.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
That's why I'm like, oh yeah, this character is good, even though he's turning evil. So then he leaves the speeder to try to beat Mando back to the town, essentially. Mando comes back, notices that she's dead. He's like, fuck, like, this kid just betrayed me. So he goes back as well.
He holds Baby Yoda hostage, bro.
Yeah, he holds Baby Yoda and this new old lady mechanic.
The one that I was like, oh, Mamma Mia.
Yeah, the non-Italian mechanic. And I know they're very...
Oh, yeah, because she's like been babysitting Baby Yoda at this point, by the way.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, like, I'm going to turn you guys in. I'm going to be famous as hell. So then he gives the lady cuffs and like, go cuff him. And he's got one of these flashbangs, the flashbang guns. What do you call them? The fuck you up works?
Yeah, like
he's got a fuck you up work in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically shoots it right, like, point blank. I don't know how everyone wasn't blinded by
Dude,
that.
he put it, like, literally right in the lady's face behind him and just fucking clicked it. And I was like, she is blind for life.
Blind for life. So he does that, blinds the guy, again, creating a distraction, which is what I've really started to like, or not started to like, but really liked about the Mandalorian, the main character, in this show. He's very tactical. Like, he gets out of things so easily. He's so smart, right?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
I mean, he's not, like...
It's like Batman.
Fighting skills, I would say, are like a 7. Like, he's a good fighter, but you see a lot of a hand-to-hand. He's not... He does get... basically, he gets his lumps given to him before he defeats the target.
That's usually how those shows work. Yeah, I mean.
You know what I mean? Like, he's not perfect. He's not like this, like... hand combat, like Jackie Chan kind of guy. Like, he does get the shit kicked out of him, but he'll beat you. But like, it's his will. It's his will to beat you, which is what Mandalorians are known for.
Yeah,
and not so much his skill. But he's very smart. He's so tactical in what he does. Like I said about the head of the guild with the smoke, and now this flashbang essentially. So he flashbangs this guy, shoots him, kills him. He's dead. He's actually
dead.
And then Baby Yoda comes walking out from behind a...
He drops Baby Yoda.
He drops Baby Yoda.
And he died. I was pissed.
Yeah, how dare he? You should have put Baby Yoda down and then died.
And then die. Yeah, exactly. Should have killed him again for that.
So then he takes the kid's money that he just killed and gives it all to the lady for being a nice lady. And I'm like, he does have a...
No, that was for the payment for the ship.
But...
He didn't pay her still. Because he didn't get any money for the job.
Robert, it was 10 times more than she was expecting. He was being nice.
Was it?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Didn't you see her face when he dumped it all out?
That's true.
She was like, yep, that will do. Trying to seem like, that was equal payment. But he knew he was giving her a lot.
Yeah, I guess.
For all the trouble. He's being a nice guy. So, and then they got to get up and move again because he's got to go where he was going originally, which is to find another job, I think.
Yeah.
He flies into the hangar of what seems to be an old friend, and he's just like, yep, like, I've heard some things about you, that you and the guild are not getting along, as he says.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, the guild doesn't like you, and he's like, well, no questions asked. Well, here's a job. So he sets him up with this team, and this is the most interesting episode I've seen so far. He gives him a team, and says, we hired you for your ship, not your team. Or not you.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need you, but we need your ship. Because your ship is undetectable to the ship they're attacking.
It's off all the Imperial networks and the New Republic networks.
Yeah. So it can't be picked up on a scan, pretty much, because it's not in the network, and the New Republic network as a ship.
Yeah.
So it basically doesn't exist. So the head of this team is Mr. Baldy, Bill Burr, a comedian, one of my favorites, and I'm like, holy shit, like, I didn't know
I didn't even know it was Bill Burr until you told me after, to be honest. And I've seen Bill Burr
in this TV show, and he played a pretty good. He played a pretty good.
Oh yeah, he was pretty good.
Pretty good part. So basically, their job is to invade this New Republic ship.
Prison ship.
A prison ship to break out one of the characters' brothers.
Yeah.
Brother.
And I watched the video actually. Because you know how all the guards in the ship, except for one, like the head of the ship, were droids.
Yeah.
All droids.
Yeah.
And I always did wonder that because it seemed like the New Republic operated a lot with droids. Mm-hmm. And I watched a video on it, and they were kind of like, well, basically almost all the rebels were war criminals and not good people. A lot of them were not, like, you know what I mean, rebels, a lot of them, they were criminals, and there were not, like, there were big, probably the majority of them weren't all like Luke and Leia where they're great people. They just hated the Empire. And they were not, like, you know what I mean, they did heinous things. And you can't have people that are also regarded as, to the masses, as terrorists running a New Republic. So they're kind of like, not a lot of good people.
Yeah, thanks for your
help. They don't have that much work, like not much people to run with anymore.
Well, they have to start.
Because a lot of the rebels were also leftovers from like the CIS. The Confederacy of Independent Systems, by the way. The droid guys, but without the droids.
Yeah. Just
the planets. And they weren't the greatest people either.
Nope, they were
so
bad people.
They had to rely a lot on droids until they found more people that were
That's cool, I didn't know
good. That was the theory, you know what I mean? But it makes perfect sense to me.
I can see why, yeah. That's pretty cool, I didn't know that. So yeah, they invade this ship, fight a bunch of droids. Mando pretty much takes on, what, 4 or 5 by himself?
I think it's 4. Because they kind of take up the whole hallway. 4 width, kind of takes the whole hallway. So yeah.
Pretty much all by himself. They all watch him.
100% by himself.
Yeah.
He sticks up behind them and just fucks them all up.
So they do this.
They're going to extract someone. They don't know. They're going to extract somebody.
Yeah, they're going to extract
somebody. Man doesn't know who. The rest of them do know.
Yeah. So they go in. They find a human. And Mando's like, whoa, like this wasn't a part.
Yeah.
This wasn't a part of the job. He told me it was just droids. And he's like, he pretty much doesn't want to kill this guy.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he doesn't need to die. They're like, no, he does need to die because he's seen us. And this guy is nervous. Like, this guy is
really nervous.
He's basically pissed
wasn't
at himself.
He actually, I forget, but that actor had something to do with the TV show, whether he was something, you know what I mean? One of like behind the scene guys. What I thought was really cool. And you know at the end of the episode, the 3 X-Wing pilots?
Yeah.
Those were all, I think, either directors or producers, the 3 ones.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I didn't know that.
It was really cool.
Oh, dude, you got all the freaking inside information.
It's all from just like Star Wars Instagram accounts and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So basically, it's like, oh, he doesn't have to die, and they're all like complaining. And then they start all turning on each other. So they start drawing weapons on each other in the old like.
Yeah, because he had a beacon
Western
that if you activated it, the whole New Republic would come and basically blow up the whole ship and kill them all.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, the ship's been compromised, and they're just like, well, we don't have much to lose, so we might as well just start shooting.
Yeah, we're losing one guy and a bunch of droids and war criminals.
Yeah,
so
they're like, whatever. So they're just like, oh.
Like, just don't press the button, bro. It's not worth it.
Yeah, they're like, I'll chill out. And then Mando's like, well, he doesn't have to die. And they're like, why? He has to die. Like, he can't press the button. The guy's like panicking. The chick kills him. The chick that they're with.
Yeah, she's all over like blades and nonsense.
Yeah, so she's throwing knives him.
Yeah. Kills him.
Dies, presses the button.
Yeah, the button kind of like falls on the floor.
Now they're fucked.
Yeah, they have like 20 minutes to go get the guy and get out before they all are killed.
So they start rushing through. They find him. Open the door. Boom, it's this chick's brother, and he's like, fuck, I know this guy too. And they never really fill this in fully.
But in the past, apparently Mando left him behind on some job they were doing.
Yeah.
And left him for dead, essentially.
So basically that's what they do to Mando. They push him inside
the cell.
Close it, and leave. So now Mando basically distracts the droid.
Yeah, he like pulls
rips its arm off.
Yeah.
And uses the arm to... Or kills the droid, and then uses the arm
kills the droid in heavy quotes.
Yeah. And then gets out. So then he gets out, tracks him down by going back to the computer system.
Oh yeah, this whole time, because they had a droid pilot on the ship, to pilot the ship, and the whole time he's like playing a hide and seek with Baby Yoda. Because he sees Baby Yoda and he's like, I'm going to shoot that thing.
Because he realizes that Mandalorian has escaped their imprisonment. Because the droid knew what was going on too. Yeah,
the droid has like the whole schematics of the ship and everything, and he had like little like life sign things and all the people. And yeah, he's like, oh yeah, the Mandalorian got out. But I think before that, like, he turns around and Baby Yoda's just like standing there.
Yeah, Baby Yoda just wanders.
And he goes and gets his gun and turns around and Baby Yoda's gone. He searches around the ship for Baby Yoda, gonna shoot him to death.
Another cute moment by Baby Yoda, because he's just sitting there like doing his work. You see Baby Yoda just kind of waddle into the ship, and he looks at the droid, just stares at him, and the droid like turns around, grabs his gun, and he's just gone.
He's just gone. That was really funny.
So then Mandalorian basically turns into badass again. Like, he turns into badass mode.
Yeah.
Starts shutting down ships, traps them all.
Yeah, I think shutting all the doors and stuff.
He shuts all the doors, and like, you could see them, they just start panicking because they know this guy's like pissed off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, he's gonna kill them all.
Yeah, me too.
I was just like, this guy's so mad. Like, he's gonna, because they've been picking on him the whole time.
Because there actually was quite a good bit of foreshadowing, and it was good foreshadowing because it kind of like you didn't notice. But you know how earlier on, because spoiler alert, he doesn't kill them.
Yeah, no.
But he makes it look like he kills them. But it was actually really good because I think the whole point of this episode, not the whole point, it was supposed to give him backstory, but a little bit of the point was to show that he has some sort of moral to him, where if he doesn't need to kill someone, he won't.
He also knows these people.
Yeah, but he doesn't feel anything towards them. He doesn't like them. He hates them.
Yeah.
The only one he knew was the chick.
Yeah.
He didn't know the rest of them. And the old dude, the head guy. He didn't know like the Bill Burr guy or like the Hellboy looking dude.
Yep.
But yeah, because it's like, if he doesn't need to kill someone,
so what was the foreshadowing?
So you know how with that guy who was piloting the ship or whatever, he was like, oh, we don't need to kill him if we don't need to and all that. That kind of hinted that he didn't want to kill people who didn't need to, but we still thought, because they played it off well, because they didn't play into it too hard, but just enough where you kind of knew about it. Because
as soon as he got out of that cell, I'm like, oh, they're all
yeah, because he seemed pissed off.
He was entirely.
So it kind of like covered up.
Plus, they were going to escape on the ship with Yoda.
Yeah. So it kind of covered up the fact.
So he's just like, no, like you could just tell like that demeanor, and a lot of shows do this with their main character. But I love it when it happens, especially in this show where the main character will just flip a switch and it's just badass mode activated.
Yeah.
Like you can just tell there's something about him that's just like different, right?
Yeah.
So he takes care of them pretty quickly.
Yeah, he fights the muscle guy.
He has trouble with the big guy because, well.
Yeah, he's fighting him. He like shuts him on a door, so we figure, oh yeah, he's dead. You guys shut the door. Then he fights the chick. The chick like throwing darts him a couple times. I think he hits him once in like his shoulder. It actually gets him in between his armor. Then like gets her. Because I think he pulls a knife out and then puts it up to like her neck. You think, oh, he stabbed her to death. Feels bad. Then Bill Burr's like, oh shit.
Yeah, Bill Burr's really looking for him with the guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you could see it was a really cool scene you need to watch.
This shot was actually amazing.
Yeah, so it's flashing black and white, like dark and light, pretty quickly because like it
was like
yeah, like the ship's into like kind of like it's in panic mode.
Emergency,
right? Yeah. So it goes black, light, Mando's pretty far away. Black, light, Mando's closer. Black, light, Mando's right behind him. Black, white, and then he's just standing right behind Bill Burr's character.
The coolest thing was, though, I found, is that he only showed up in alternating blinks. It would blink, white, he's there. Blink, white, he's not there. Blink, white, he's there. So only in between, like every other one, he wasn't there. I don't know why. Like, it doesn't make sense because, like, where'd he go? But it was so cool because he kind of like skip. He'd go out like two spots, but you wouldn't see him move. Like he'd be there, then not there, then closer, then not there, then closer,
cool and
then gone, and then he turns around and he's there. And it's like, oh,
you see Bill Burr go, oh, because he felt it. What does he say? Oh, come on, or something like that, or he goes, ah, and he turns around and he knew he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You figure, oh, he's dead too.
Yeah.
And they don't reveal it till later on.
Yeah, they don't reveal it till the very end. So basically, he gets back on the ship. He kills the droid because the droid.
Oh, he spared. The only one he doesn't kill was the guy they came there for, because he finds a modig on the ship, and the guy, like the guy they came to get, was like, "Don't kill me. You won't get your money if you kill me. You gotta complete the job."
Yeah.
So he says, "Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense." Puts him on the ship, ties him up or whatever, like puts him in handcuffs. I don't know.
Yeah. So he handcuffs. Sorry, Bart. Thank you. I totally forgot about that.
But when they get on the ship, the droid is chasing Baby Yoda around still. And he finds Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda goes up to go use the Force. Again, you can tell by the way he closes his eyes and puts his hand out. And the droid just like explodes, and you're like, holy shit, that was really cool.
The Baby Yoda is adorable. He like lowers his hand, and then looks at his hand in bewilderment, like, oh my god, did I do that?
And the droid just follows, and Mando's standing there with his gun smoking. And I'm like, that makes more sense.
I I knew Mando blasted him.
Real life for a second there, I thought like, well, if he could lift up that huge creature, I'm like, he could probably explode this guy.
No, I knew Mando blasted him right away. It's just so funny.
They do that a lot in that show, I realize. That kind of like mysterious bolt shot that you don't realize happened till after. They do that a lot. Because
Yoda didn't realize. Baby Yoda just
like
his hand like, oh my god. Because Baby Yoda's like, I didn't know I could do that. It's adorable. And then, so kills the droid. Gets the ship back. Leaves. It shows that they're trapped. They're in jail.
No, it shows up
at the very end.
At the very end. But what happens is, first he goes back to the hangar.
I was just kind of chop it up. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
He goes back to the hangar, gives the old dude the guy that they came there for.
Yeah, the arrested guy.
And he's like, oh, where's the rest of them? And Mando's like, oh, well, no questions asked. And he's like, fair enough. Here's your money. And he's like, oh, thanks. And he gets on the ship and takes off. And then the guy puts on some intercom, and he's like, go kill him. And the ship comes out, and it's just about to go, like, launch, and they hear a beeping sound. They're like, what the fuck? And they pull out, and Mando put the beacon, the tracking beacon, on one of them. Or I think
it was on the blue guy. It was on the arrested guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puts it on him, and they're like, what is this? And then they see X-Wings start jumping out of hyperspace. And they're like, oh, no. They start shooting in, they break the ship before it can launch, and they just blow the whole thing up, I assume. But yeah, and there were 3 X-Wing pilots. And I thought, oh, they're just generic whoever's.
I'm going to have to watch it back.
But no, there's 3 other directors or producers or something. Like 2, like the 3, like the big, you know what I mean, like big guys.
Well, the 3 people behind it are the creator, it's Jon Favreau, director of all the Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
And he's happy. From the Marvel movies. It's Jon Favreau.
I don't know. But yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and then the other main director is the guy who wrote and shot Clone Wars.
Yeah, there's 3 somethings, but high up. Like, you know what I mean? Something big.
Like executive producers.
Yeah. What I thought was really cool. Because they did a good job, too. They really like how they were so chillax, you know what I mean? Because it was just business as usual. They're like,
that's literally what X-Wing pilots are usually like,
they're like, poop, poop, yep, this, okay, yep, fucking kill them. And they're like, bad. They just start killing these guys. That was a cool scene. To see a little bit into the New Republic?
Yeah, so they do that, and they show that they're alive, and that's the last scene that we've seen.
Yeah, until episode 7, which
I might go and watch maybe tomorrow or something. So yeah, that's basically your point-by-point rundown. If you don't feel like catching up on The Mandalorian, I mean, that was pretty good point-by-point explanation.
Not good enough. Then you can see, you know, if you agree with the points we made or how we interpret things or what we thought about certain points. Now you know, you know what I mean? You can have a little inner debate with us in your head.
Yeah.
Or you can email us and tell us to fuck ourselves. That works.
Comment, everything, you know, let us know what you think.
Wait, do we even have an email? No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
We do?
Yeah.
Like
you already throw it out there on the podcast?
Yeah, throw it out.
Our favorite stuff at Outlook.com.
So yeah, if you are mad at us, email us.
Might be easier to email than comment. Who knows?
Yeah, if you ever have like ideas for the podcast, the email is actually a pretty convenient place.
Yeah, ideas would be great.
You know, if you want to see us talk about something, we probably will. Ideas are hard to come by sometimes. On boring weeks, our lives are not amazing.
No,
they're so chill.
As crazy as it may be to you guys to think, we're not interesting people.
No, not even a little bit.
But yeah, Robert, overall so far, what do you think of The Mandalorian?
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You dislike it?
I don't know.
I think it's pretty good, man.
No, I enjoy it a lot.
I'm pretty.
I usually don't even watch TV shows. I don't even watch movies. I just like read books. But this TV show is good. It's got my attention.
I'm pretty pumped to see what happens next, and I think Star Wars. If this is any idea on how Star Wars is kind of being pushed, then I'm kind of even more excited for the new movie.
Yeah, I feel like what they did different with The Mandalorian and what they're doing with like Obi-Wan Kenobi is because they made up this whole big story for 7 and 8, the newer Star Wars movies that no one really cared for or asked for. No one was really interested in these characters. Like they were at first, but then they kind of took the story in a dumb direction. Sometimes you just got to give the fans what they want. You know what I mean? Fans love Mandalorians. People have always loved Mandalorians. They're so epic and like kind of mysterious. Like we have a Mandalorian TV show. People are ecstatic. People love cute things. Baby Yoda, done. Fans are happy. But they still can make a good story that they want to make around it. But it's still what the fans wanted. It almost feels like it makes the fans included in the thought process. Fans are like, oh, we like Mandalorians. So they are like, oh, you guys like Mandalorians? Sick. We'll make a cool new Mandalorian TV show and make a great story about it for you guys. And people are like, bravo. Thank you. And same with like Obi-Wan Kenobi. People are like, we love Obi-Wan Kenobi. Make us think about him. They're like, here's your TV show. It'll probably have a good story. You know what I mean? They can incorporate
with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, which is exactly what everyone wanted. Great. But they can still incorporate their cool story they want to know. And then, but 7 and 8, there's like nothing for the fans to say. People don't care if it's like there's not stuff that they like. That's why I think episode 9 is going to do better, because people are like, we love Palpatine, and Palpatine's in it now. And people are like, Palpatine, sick.
We just want to see more personally.
They just got to cater to their fans more instead of what they think will be cool. They got to cater to the fans.
I agree, Robert. I agree. 1,000%.
So that's why I think episode 9 is going to do better. Because you can't go wrong with Palpatine. That whole scene from that new trailer, where he's like, I'm every voice you've heard in your head. Holy God, that was such a cool scene.
Or the it's now time to complete your destiny. Like that line. Or his cackle. I'm like, bro.
Oh yeah.
It gives me chills.
It's gonna be great. People love Palpatine, so it'll be good. They gotta like. Yeah, I mean, there's gotta be a bit of fan service and everything. You gotta make the fans happy, even if it was like cheap stuff. You know what I mean?
All right, so that's what's going on with our favorite stuff this week. Basically, The Mandalorian. Star Wars. We love Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars would never get
old. We could make
old.
a Star Wars podcast if we felt like that, to be honest.
Honestly, I've thought about it. No, we love a lot of stuff too much.
Yeah, that's why it's called our favorite stuff. We have a lot of favorite stuff.
Wow, Robert, thanks. I didn't
Incredible.
know that. Is there any more insider information you want to give the people?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Dick.
So yeah, that's what's going on with our favorite stuff. Big thanks to Sunday Morning for the song Ailment. Again, awesome song, guys. Hit me right away. And if you want to interact with this week's episode, just kind of, like Robert said, send us an email, leave a comment, message us, like DM the podcast account. That's Twitter, OFS_podcast, Instagram, OFS_podcast.
Anything. And to be honest, we're not like, if you give us an idea, we will 100% probably do it.
Yeah, here's some insider.
So don't feel like it's going to go like unlistened to. We will definitely do it, whatever it is.
Here's some insider information. Nobody messages us.
No, we have not gotten a single anything
Nope.
from anyone. So
Nope.
there's no competition. It's not like you're in line.
Nope. Just
As long as it's something that we know enough to talk about, which is a good deal of things.
which not even like throw it out and I'll research it.
We can research, as long as it interests us. If it's something we want to get into, yeah, we'll definitely talk about it.
Especially if it's music, sports, video games.
And then that one guy, whoever you are, you'll
We'll
be
shout
happy.
you out.
We'll make you happy. Like
we'll shout you out to our
we'll also
listeners.
shout you out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's almost like you're gonna cater it to whatever you want because no one else cares.
Yeah. Want an episode where you're like, oh my God, I just want them to talk about this for an hour. Dude, we'll do it.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
We're easy. So yeah, there's our Instagrams as well, T_G9988 and Keen and Robert, and then my Twitter, TJ_Gar_9.
I had a Twitter.
Pardon?
I had a Twitter. I have no clue what it is. I did it to get the free Brawlhalla skins.
Damn, fire it up, son.
I have no clue what that information is.
Make a new one.
Pending.
Twitter is a little weird. All right, thanks guys. Sorry, this outro is taking forever because we start trailing off and just start talking about random shit. All right, guys. Thanks for your attention. As always, like, review, comment, subscribe. Bump us up those leaderboards, I guess, are they called? Rankings? Search engine? Search results? Search results.
Make us popular, please.
There we go. Make us popular, please. We're so lonely. Okay. See you guys later.
Bye.